Has Charles gotten a job at Macca's? Is Binance going to be the next FTX style crash? And is the perfect storm for Cardano and Iagon brewing? Keep watching to find out more. Another week, another circus in crypto. No intros, we're jumping straight into the charts this week. Pretty much everything has just been trending sideways. You can see in the visuals, you can see in the price action here. Everything has more or less been going sideways. With the Cardano natives against ADA, most things are going sideways. You've got projects like Strike and Knight doing well, Indie as well, which is good to see that some Cardano natives are holding up. Some other charts I wanted to show you is the Cardano against Bitcoin chart, right? So we're forming some great bottoming structure here. And typically you can see here that we were around there for about 1.5 years. If you look here, we're nearly at that time frame. Does that mean the same thing's going to happen again? We're going to get some bullish reversal, Cardano against Bitcoin? I don't know. But to me, look, we're at the bottom of that, and the only way is to go up. I can't imagine it going too much lower. There is room to go a bit lower, don't get me wrong, but we are closer to the bottom than we are the top. So to me, it's a better time to be buying than to be selling. Similarly, you can see here that Iagon is forming some bottoming structure against Cardano, right? This is some recent bottoming structure for the last 2 years, 1.5 years, and we're in that price range again. So to me, I'm thinking it's better to be holding Iagon than Cardano. Even though it's a riskier asset, that's just my opinion, right? And we'll see later in the video how this is backed up by some news that's coming out. So just for a bit of bearish news to balance this out, LayerZero has released some information regarding some smoke coming out of the Binance camp, right? Some negative smoke. There's been some massive net outflows, and people are calling out CZ for corruption. So we can see here since January the 17th to February the 9th, you can see Binance has had 50 billion net outflows of their balance sheet. And I believe that has gone even lower since then. So this is ringing alarm bells of like FTX in the past. Their balance sheet just shrunk, and then they didn't have enough to back up the assets that people were holding up on there. It's the same classic saying, right? Not your keys, not your coins. So if you have your funds on exchanges, I highly recommend putting it in your own personal wallet and not leaving it up to someone else, because if it can happen once, it'll happen again. Until the Clarity Act and other bills go through where, you know, the things need to be a bit more stringent and regulated, I wouldn't be trusting exchanges. As good as some people might think they are, they're the big guys, we're the little guys, we need to look after ourselves. They don't care about us, right? They just care about the fees that we generate them, okay? So take your funds out of the exchanges and put it in your wallet, because not your keys, not your coins, okay? So here with some positive news, Charles has finally gotten a job at Macca's. Just kidding, he's at Consensus, and he's announced that Midnight will be launching their mainnet at the end of March. Now, this is bullish for everyone, for all Cardano native tokens, because a Cardano native token or a Cardano adjacent token doing well leads to the other Cardano tokens doing well. It's good for the whole ecosystem. It draws more eyes in. They get to see all the other awesome projects that are there, and they're probably more inclined to make an investment. The usage, the volume, the liquidity, it's drawing all that in. So this is great to see, very bullish for the ecosystem. Charles announced the Pentad has officially signed on LayerZero to partner with Cardano. Now, this is incredibly bullish again, because it allows cross-chain connectivity, stablecoin liquidity, Bitcoin-backed assets, tokenized real-world assets, shared DeFi infrastructure. Yet again, what does this mean? Liquidity and volume, something that Cardano has been lacking and desperately needs. Charles has also announced that USDCx will be coming to Cardano end of February, very soon. So impressive to see that the Pentad is getting it done. This is a major priority for everyone. This has been the top of the list of every Cardano holder. We want tier 1 stablecoins, and we're finally getting them. How cool. And what does this mean? The same as before. It means liquidity. It means volume, which is fuel for a bullish reversal for Cardano. Charles also confirmed some details that I was a bit skeptical about initially. He has stated that USDCx has privacy. It's also immutable and irreversible. That has been an issue with USDC. So very cool to see that they've stuck to their guns. I'm sure that was part of their deal, that USDC, sorry, you can't sign on until you allow us to be immutable and irreversible. Something that Cardano has been passionate about since day one, and it's good to see that they're not backing down on their values. Now for some Iagon news. Iagon have canned their public funding of their royalty node program. Now, to some, this might seem bearish, but I'm actually quite bullish on this news, and I'll tell you why. So they've cancelled it because they just simply weren't getting the funds that they thought they were. This is awful macro timing, and they had to give it a go because of their deadlines with Fireblocks and their goals and what they want to achieve. So it's great that they gave it a go, but people aren't really willing to give up their tokens at the moment because we're at lows. So it's all about the USDC value of those tokens. And if they're low against USDC, no one wants to give them up. Okay. Now what they've done is they're refunding everyone. So all is good. And instead, they're going to be taking a loan on Fluid tokens, a $1.5 million loan on Fluid tokens. Now, this is very bullish for me. And the reason why is it means that no matter what, Iagon is going to think of a solution to achieve their goals. It means that they're getting it done. Now, what this deal allows them to achieve, it means they're going to get their Fireblocks integration, and it's going to get some tier 1 stablecoin integrations. Now, this means that Iagon will be getting their compute revenue coming in, and it means that they're going to be providing the enterprise grade rails for the whole Cardano native system. And that's 2 sources of revenue right there that are going to be coming quite soon. So bullish for Iagon holders. Next, we can see why it all starts coming together. Previously, they've said that the royalty node sale will be extended to the end of February to align with our Fireblocks integration. Now, what did we say before is coming end of February? USDCx. This is another piece of the puzzle, and I'll show you later. So this is where it all starts coming together. I previously made a video based on some information that Baby Mac has brought to my attention that the Fireblocks integration allows enterprises to integrate with Cardano native tokens, right? Who is an enterprise? The Fortune 50. Now, have they been waiting on a Fireblocks style integration in order to get their partnership with Iagon going? Who knows? But one thing I can tell you is, you go through Discord, people have been poking and prodding about this, and the team has been awfully silent. Now, the team typically isn't awfully silent. They'll post an emoji, they'll respond to something, they'll say something, they'll hint, they'll allude, they'll do anything. Not with this. Why? They're under an NDA. They can't. So to me, this is the perfect storm that's brewing. We've got WEN USDC coming, which means volume and liquidity. We've got LayerZero, volume and liquidity. We've got Iagon getting the loan to get the Fireblocks integration, which is compute revenue, and also the enterprise rail revenue. And then we've got this Fortune 50 announcement potentially brewing around the corner, and it's all within a very short time frame. We're currently mid-February, and all of this news, these deadlines are end of February, early March, right? This is crazy. This is 2-3 weeks away, and we've got all of these bullish factors. And as I showed you before in this video, we've got Cardano at lows against Bitcoin, and we've got Iagon at lows against Cardano. All the stars are aligning. Am I crazy, or is this making too much sense to me? Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? So that wraps up this week's video. As you can tell, I'm quite bullish on Cardano and Iagon. I think there's a lot of key bullish factors that are just around the corner, and I think we're at record lows. To me, the stars are aligning, and I think we've got a perfect storm for a bullish reversal coming. Now, that's not to say that there's not some bearish news and bearish factors. As I said, we've got the worldwide factors, we've got the Binance negative smoke. So have a balanced approach, take on the risks that you're willing to take on. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe to me on YouTube and follow me on X. And if you have any questions, theories, or feedback, drop a comment. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll have a great week.